Welcome everyone to the channel, Insane Criminal Cases. We will tell you about the shocking criminal cases in the world. The topic of today's video will definitely interest you. Now let's find out. Zhang Qi, a former high-ranking official in the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, and once a powerful leader in Hainan province, became the center of one of the most significant corruption cases in modern Chinese history. His fall from grace in 2019 marked a pivotal moment in President Xi Jinping's extensive anti-corruption campaign, a movement that has ensnared numerous officials since its inception. Zhang Qi's case stands out not just for its scale but also for the vast sums of money involved, and the sheer audacity with which he exploited his political power for personal gain. Many Chinese and international newspapers simultaneously reported that at Zhang Qi's house, CCDI officers seized a large amount of gold bars and gold ingots, totaling 13.5 tons, hidden in a secret cellar. This corrupt official surnamed Zhang also owned dozens of bank accounts, with an amount of up to 268 billion yuan, about 37.8 billion United States dollars. In addition, there were many villas, along with a large amount of other valuable assets whose origin he could not clearly explain. According to Sohu, many Chinese people have expressed skepticism about this information, because Hainan province's GDP is only about 400 billion yuan per year. And Zhang Qi alone has embezzled 268 billion yuan and 13.5 tons of gold. Which is really hard to believe. The market price of 1 ton of gold in China is about 300 million yuan. So 13.5 tons of gold is truly an astronomical number. More importantly, Zhang Qi is only a grassroots official. How could he have raked in such a huge amount of money? Some speculations also suggest that Zhang Qi may have discovered some treasure. Hainan was a frequent operating area for Chinese pirates during feudal times. Zhang Qi was born in 1961 in Wuchang, Hubei Province, China. He joined the Chinese Communist Party in 1983 and rose steadily through the ranks. Zhang spent the majority of his early career in Guangdong Province, working in various administrative capacities. His sharp political acumen and ability to navigate complex bureaucracies allowed him to ascend within the party ranks. Over time, he moved to Hainan, a tropical island province that was growing in strategic importance for China, particularly in terms of tourism, real estate, and military presence. By 2014, Zhang Qi had become the party secretary of Haikou, the capital city of Hainan. His promotion reflected his growing influence within the party, and he was seen as a rising star with the potential to advance even further. However, behind the scenes, Zhang was allegedly engaged in corrupt activities that would eventually lead to his downfall. As party secretary of Haikou, Zhang Qi wielded significant influence over the city's economic and political landscape. His position gave him authority over major real estate projects, infrastructure developments, and business investments, making him a key player in one of China's rapidly developing provinces. Under Zhang's leadership, Haikou underwent significant urbanization and modernization efforts, with gleaming new skyscrapers, luxury hotels, and expansive infrastructure projects emerging across the city. But alongside these developments, Zhang was reportedly using his position to amass extraordinary wealth through bribery, kickbacks, and other corrupt practices. The real estate sector, in particular, became a lucrative avenue for Zhang's illicit activities. Reports suggest that Zhang, like many other corrupt officials, used his influence to approve or fast-track real estate projects in exchange for massive bribes from developers. This allowed him to accumulate a fortune beyond what any legitimate salary would provide. In 2012, Xi Jinping became General Secretary of the CCP and quickly launched an ambitious anti-corruption campaign aimed at rooting out corruption at all levels of government. The campaign, widely publicized and deeply popular with the Chinese public, targeted both high-ranking officials, often referred to as tigers, and lower-level bureaucrats, dubbed flies. This anti-corruption effort marked a significant departure from the more lenient attitude toward official corruption that had characterized previous administrations. Xi's message was clear: no one, regardless of rank, would be safe if they engaged in corruption. This campaign would ultimately bring down some of the most powerful figures in Chinese politics, and Zhang Qi would soon be among them. In September 2019, Zhang Qi's political career came to a dramatic end when he was placed under investigation by the CCP's Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, CCDI, the body responsible for rooting out corruption within the party. This move was part of a broader crackdown on corrupt officials in Hainan, as Xi Jinping sought to clean up the province's governance and ensure that it could serve as a model for economic and social reform. The announcement of Zhang Qi's investigation shocked many, as he had been a prominent and influential figure in Hainan's political sphere. Soon after the investigation began, details of Zhang's corruption began to surface. The CCDI accused Zhang of using his position to accept bribes in exchange for business favors and abusing his power to enrich himself and his associates. During the investigation, it was reported that authorities uncovered vast amounts of illicit wealth tied to Zhang. According to Chinese media reports, investigators found cash and other assets worth approximately 13.5 billion yuan, about $2 billion USD, in various properties linked to Zhang Qi. This staggering figure made Zhang's case one of the largest corruption scandals in China's recent history in terms of the sums of money involved. One of the most sensational aspects of Zhang Qi's case was the discovery of his hidden wealth. Reports suggested that much of his fortune was stored in cash, luxury goods, and real estate properties. In one particularly shocking incident, investigators found over 100 tons of cash stashed in Zhang's properties. The sheer volume of currency was so vast that it reportedly took days for investigators to count and document it all. In addition to cash, Zhang also accumulated vast amounts of luxury goods, including expensive watches, jewelry, and art. The opulence of his lifestyle stood in stark contrast to the modest income of a public official. Highlighting the depth of his corruption, Zhang's case quickly became a symbol of the greed and corruption that Xi Jinping's campaign was trying to eradicate. Zhang Qi's trial was highly publicized, as the Chinese government sought to demonstrate its commitment to eradicating corruption at the highest levels. In May 2021, Zhang was officially charged with accepting bribes, embezzlement, and abuse of power. During the trial, prosecutors detailed how Zhang had used his political authority to approve real estate projects, secure government contracts, and facilitate business deals in exchange for massive bribes. In his defense, Zhang Qi admitted to some of the charges but attempted to downplay the extent of his corruption. However, the overwhelming evidence, including the vast sums of money and assets seized from his properties, made it clear that Zhang had engaged in one of the most egregious cases of corruption in recent memory. In July 2021, Zhang Qi was sentenced to life in prison. He was also stripped of all political rights and had his personal assets confiscated. The verdict was widely seen as a major victory for Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign and a warning to other officials who might consider engaging in similar activities. Zhang Qi's case had a significant impact on China's ongoing anti-corruption campaign. It served as a stark reminder that even high-ranking officials with significant political power were not immune from investigation and prosecution. The sheer scale of Zhang's corruption, both in terms of the amounts of money involved and the brazenness of his actions, underscored the deep-rooted nature of corruption within some sectors of the Chinese government. Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign, while widely popular with the public, has also been criticized by some as a tool for consolidating power and eliminating political rivals. However, cases like Zhang Qi's suggest that the campaign has had a real and meaningful impact on reducing corruption and holding officials accountable for their actions. The case of Zhang Qi is one of the largest and most notorious corruption scandals in modern Chinese history. His rise to power, followed by his spectacular downfall, highlights the challenges that China faces in tackling corruption at the highest levels of government. While Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign has made significant strides in rooting out corruption, Zhang's case serves as a reminder that the battle is far from over. Zhang Qi's life sentence marked the end of a political career built on greed, deception, and abuse of power, but his case also sent a powerful message to other officials that no one is above the law, and that corruption, no matter how deeply entrenched, will not go unpunished in Xi Jinping's China. Thank you for watching our video. Insane Criminal Cases. Chanel hopes you have had great entertainment moments. Wish you all the best.